ladies and gentlemen. I believe that all of us are doing all right, correct? Well, then, this is going to be a continuation of that topic, of the paper which we were marking together, right? So just find the paper that you did and let's proceed to mark together. Now, remember, we said that this is on the Grammatik to test on your, or to rather, to improve your Lesen and Schreiben skills, right? Now look at the following. In this number, they were telling you to fill in either with euer or unser im nominative, right? So there's euer and there's unser. Now remember, this euer, this means your. It is the plural of do, right? And then unser, this one is our. So there's euer, which is your, and then there's unser. Now again, this euer, sometimes it becomes eure or it remains euer, just like it was written, right? So remember this, that this euer, it means your. So sometimes if it's feminine, it becomes eure or euer, all right? And then unser, where we said it's our. So this unser, you will either have it remaining as unser or unsere with an ending e. So what determines whether one adds an e or not is the gender of the noun that I'm talking about. So remember, euer, this is your. It can either be eure or euer. And then unser is our. So that I will either have the answers unser or unsere. Now, the e is normally added if I'm talking about a feminine or plural noun, okay? Now remember, the person begins, Tante Zelda. Tante Zelda kommt zu Besuch. So Auntie Zelda is coming to visit und unterhält sich mit Tommy und Lea. So this Auntie Zelda is coming for a visit and is having a discussion or conversing with Tommy and Lea. Now look at the beginning of Tante Zelda. She says like this, Tommy und Lea. So Tommy und Lea, wo sind denn dash Eltern? So Tommy und Lea, remember the question is for you to answer with euer or unser, your or our. So the answer would be Tommy und Lea, wo sind denn eure? Where are your parents? Wo sind denn eure Eltern? Where are your parents? And then Tommy und Lea respond by saying, our parents sind in der Küche. Our parents, that is unsere Eltern, right? Unsere Eltern sind in der Küche. Our parents are in the kitchen. And then Tante Zelda also asks, und wo ist das Hund? Where is your dog? Wo ist, now because it's masculine, I now use euer. Und wo ist euer Hund? Where is your dog? And then Tommy und Lea respond, our dog, unser Hund, spielt draußen im Garten. So our dog, it's masculine. Unser, okay. Unser Hund spielt draußen im Garten. Our dog is playing outside in the garden. And then Tante Zelda continues. Ei, wie schön. Ei, wie schön. Dann gehen wir doch auch nach draußen. So then, let's also go outside. Let's also go outside, nach draußen, und genießen, and enjoy die Sonne ein bisschen, and enjoy the sun a little. Now, Tante Zelda begins by saying, wie heißen eigentlich Dash Freunde? Wie heißen eigentlich Dash Freunde? So, how are your friends called? He's asking them how their friends are called. So I would use eure. Wie heißen eure Freunde? How are your friends called? And then Tommy und Lea begin by saying, unsere Freunde, our friends. Unsere, okay. So, unsere Freunde heißen Susa und Susie, right? Sie sind sehr nett, they are very kind und haben ganz ähnliche Namen. Hihi. So, Susa und Susi, right? Sie sind sehr nett, they are very kind und haben ganz ähnliche Namen. So they are very kind and they have similar names, okay? So this one was testing your ability on euer, where we said euer is your. So that's either eure or euer. And then unser, This is our. It can either be unser or unsere. Okay. All right. Let's see the next question. Let's just jump to the next question. Now, in this other one, they're telling you der Negativartikel im Nominativ. Der Negativartikel im Nominativ. Now, when I'm talking about negative article, this is this one that we know as kein. All right, kein. Now, this kind tends to take different endings. You see this kein, which means not or none. So sometimes it will be kein, just plain like that, or it would be keine. All right, remember the kein means not. Now, the kein, I would use it for masculine and neuter. And then for feminine and plural, I will add an E and say keine. Okay, so you can see example, das ist keine Badewanne. That is not a. Now they've used keine because Badewanne is feminine. Right? Now house is neuter, so I would say kein house. Right? Kein Haus. Now student is masculine, so it's going to be kein Student, right? Kein Haus, kein Student. And then door. Door is feminine, so you would say keine Tür. All right? So you're saying that if it's feminine, I'm referring to, I add an E. But if it's masculine or neuter, I don't add any ending. Papier is neuter, so I just say kein Papier. Kein Papier, right? Now, Großeltern is plural. Now, because Großeltern is plural, I now say keine Großeltern. And how about Lehrer? Now, this is a male teacher, so I say kein Lehrer. Kein Lehrer. And then Ferien is plural, so it now becomes keine Ferien. And then kein Auto and kein Spiegel. Look at this. So what is happening is this. You might ask, now how do you know whether it's kein or keine? Now we've said that this kein, you use it if you're referring to a male or neuter noun. But this keine, you use it if you're referring to a female or a plural noun. That's why you have kein Haus, kein Student, but keine Tür, because Tür is feminine. Kein Papier, keine Großeltern, okay? And how about Bruder? You can also try in the comment. Now, Bruder is masculine, so I would say kein Bruder. And then Haare, this is plural, so keine Haare. Schiff, now Schiff is a ship, now it's supposed to say kein Schiff. Then there's the keine Hose. Hose is feminine. Keine Hose. Now, Junge is a boy, so it's kein Junge. And then kein Geschwister, no sibling. And then there's kein Mädchen, keine Katze, and then keine, just kindly take on that, note of this. Now, Katze is feminine. That's why I say keine Katze. Keine Katze. And then Zeit is feminine. Keine Zeit. Right? Kein Mädchen. Kein Geschwister. And then kein Junge. This is a boy. And then there's Fotoapparat. Now, Fotoapparat is also masculine. That's why I say kein Fotoapparat. Kein Fotoapparat. Okay? So, in retrospect, remember, the kein means not or none. So if it's male or neuter, you use kein. But if it's female or plural, now we use keine. Okay? So that was on that number which was testing on the kein and keine. Now let's see the next number. What I did in the exercise is that they brought in a number of them to test your ability. Now, welche diese Endungen sind Signalendungen für das jeweilige Geschlecht? Welche dieser Endungen? Now, which of these endings are signalism endings for the specific gender? What they've done is they've given you some endings, all right? They've given you some endings, and they would like you to state its gender. So we know very well that the ending line is normally neuter. All the nouns you know ending in line are normally neuter. Number two, shen. Now this ending shen is also neuter. Das Mädchen, das Kätzchen, right? Number three, this ending ik, it's normally for feminine. All the nouns you know ending in ik, normally feminine, yeah? Die Musik, die Politik, so this ik is feminine. And then also the ending e. They tell you that 98% of the ending e, 98% of nouns ending in e are normally feminine. All right? Things like die Tasche, die Schokolade, die Melone, right? So nouns ending in e, 98% of them are feminine. And then ismus, this is normally, is it masculine? I'm not quite sure, right? And then ich, nouns ending in ich are masculine. Der Teppich, der, that's with ich, der Teppich is a good example. Eh? Nouns ending in ich are also masculine. And then nouns ending in height. Nouns ending in height. These ones are feminine. Height, these ones are under feminine, okay? And then nouns ending in or. Is it masculine or neuter? Somebody confirm that to me. I'm not quite sure. Or. Things like toa, toa, and such like things. And then ion. Now, ion is normally for feminine. The endings ion. Die Diskussion, die Religion, and so on. And then ling is normally for masculine. Ling. This one is normally for masculine. Like labeling, youngling, etc. Then there's the shaft. This is feminine. Shaft. Die Freundschaft. Die Wissenschaft, and so on. And then lastly, ment. Ment is for neuter. Das Medikament, das Instrument, and so on and so forth. Okay. So that was giving us some endings here. Somebody give another example. Rohat says, das Dokument. Yeah. I'd like somebody to confirm this to me. Could you go and check this one on your dictionary? OR. Is this OR masculine or neuter? Somebody confirm and then share with us on the comment section. All right, then so check on that. Remember this. Ordne die Nomen aus der Listen den richtigen Artikeln zu. Ordne die Nomen aus der Listen den richtigen Artikeln zu. Now, in the table below, they've given you a table. There's the masculine nomen, there's the feminine nomen, and then there's the neutrale nomen, right? So they would like you to pick a noun and put it where it fits appropriately. Is it der? Is it die? Or is it das? Now, the first one you've been given is Westen. Now, kindly note that the compass direction is normally masculine. So you say der Westen. The compass directions, they are always masculine. So this one is going to be der Westen. And how about communismus? That is communism. Communism. I think it's normally der, right? Somebody also check. Communismus. Those ones with journalismus, communismus, and so on. They're normally there, right? And how about Teppich? Teppich. This is der, Teppich. You put it at there. And then Zeitung. By the way, one of the trickiest topics for many is normally on the gender, but it comes with practice, right? The more you go through them is the more one gets comfortable with them. By the way, it's a topic that disturbs even natives, but the more you go through them is how one gets comfortable with them, right? So this is die Zeitung. Rohat confirms and says it's die Zeitung. And then Mädchen, this is das Mädchen, right? Das Mädchen. And how about timing? ing. Is this die? The timing? You will check on it. And then spielen. Das Spielen. Das Spielen. Then I have colors. Most of the colors, they tend to be, is it die? Blau, grün, they tend to be feminine, right? Yes. Yeah. And then there's Leidenschaft. Leidenschaft. This is die Leidenschaft. Die Leidenschaft. This is feminine. Winter. Now, seasons are normally considered masculine. Seasons. Winter, Sommer. This is masculine. Der Winter. And then das Instrument. Das Instrument. Der Architekt. Der Architekt. And then die Motivation. Die Motivation. Donau. Now, Donau is a river. Is it die Donau? I'm not quite sure. This is normally a river, right? Or something like that. I think it's die. Kind of check and then let me know. And then Lehrerin. Now, you see also the natives tend to be disturbed with the gender, right? Because the nouns tend to have very different rules. You might find here it's die, again, it has das on it, right? Now, Lehrerin, this is die Lehrerin, right? Correct, die Lehrerin. And how about Nil? I think it's das Nil. And then der Bruder, der Bruder. How about Information? This is die Information, feminine. And then die Leitung, die Leitung. Then I have die Liebe, feminine, die Liebe. Der Friseur, a male hairdresser. Friseur, der Friseur. Die Möglichkeit, die Möglichkeit. Die Kantine, die Kantine. And then I have die Heiterkeit, die Heiterkeit. Die Schwester, feminine. Das Experiment, das Experiment, right? And then I have Wohnung, die Wohnung. Someone asks, Lieb, no, normally, Liebe, this is feminine, yeah? Die Liebe, right? It's feminine, die. So we have die Wohnung, right? Die Wohnung, die Rose, die Rose. Then I have Schnee, that is normally masculine, der Schnee. Normally, these, how do you call them? These forms of rain are normally masculine, der Schnee, right? Der Schnee, der Regen, etc. And then I have the country, Himalaya. Somebody will check this one for me. Himalaya, is it dead or das? Now this one I'll let you check it out in your dictionary. I'm not quite sure. Himalaya, is it dead or das? Somebody check it out for us and then let me know. Himalaya. And then there's Studentin. This is die Studentin, right? And then die Musik, die Musik. And then die Beziehung. Nouns ending with ung are feminine. Die Beziehung. Okay. And then you have die Tradition. Nouns ending in ion are feminine. Die Tradition. Then lastly, das Instrument. Das Instrument. Okay. So this was testing on your ability of der, die, and das. Or someone confirms and says das Himalaya. All right then. So that was on that. Now I think I have one more question for us. And this one is also normally connected to, it is normally also connected to the, look at this, plural. Bilde die Pluralformen. They would like you to construct the plural forms, right? Bilde die Pluralformen. So they've given you in singular and they'd like you to write in plural. Now, you realize one thing, right? That in German, the plural, they always use die. So we have the genders as der, there is die, then there is das, right? Der, die, das. Now, all of these in plural, they take die, right? So this der, die, das, right? Der, die, das. When they come in plural, they will all have the article die, right? Like in the example, you can see, das Mädchen schreibt einen Brief, right? Das Mädchen schreibt einen Brief. Now, plural becomes, die Mädchen schreiben Briefe. Either you could say Briefe or die Briefe. And then, der Junge schreibt eine E-Mail. The boy is writing an email. The boy is writing an email. Now becomes the boys. Plural now becomes die Jungen. Now it's plural. Die Jungen schreibt. Now changes becomes schreiben. Right? Die Jungen schreiben email. Plural. Die emails. Okay, look at that. So that's the question was, der Junge schreibt eine E-Mail. Now becomes die Jungen schreiben die E-Mails. The boys are writing the emails. And how about der Vater macht ein Experiment? Der Vater macht ein Experiment. The father is doing an experiment. So der Vater in plural now becomes die Väter. Der Vater, it will now become die Väter with an umlaut. Look at this. Der Vater, die Väter, and then you say machen die Experimente. Die Väter machen die Experimente. The fathers are doing the experiments, right? Die Väter machen die Experimente. And then I have, der Student sucht nach einer Uni. Look at this. Der Student sucht nach einer Uni. The student is searching for a university. Now this is masculine, der Student, right? So this der Student now changes, now becomes die Studente. Is it Student or Studenten, right? Student, is it Student? Oh, Studenten, correct. So der Student now becomes die Studenten with an en. Now sucht changes, becomes suchen. Suchen, remove the t, you add en. Die Studenten suchen nach, now einer Uni, a university. Now the universities, die Universitäten in plural normally is Universität, right? So die Universitäten, or in dative, den Universitäten. Nach is in dative, yeah? Normally nach is possessive. For those of us who haven't done the genitive, we'll be saying it soon. Yeah. Das Kind sitzt auf einem Stuhl. The child is sitting on a chair. So das Kind, plural becomes die Kinder. Die Kinder sitzen auf, so remember das Kind, plural is die Kinder sitzen auf chair. That becomes den Stühlen. Look at this. Now I might say, why it was in dative, yeah? Einem Stuhl. So in dative plural is den. Die Kinder sitzen auf den Stühlen. The children are sitting on the chairs, right? And then, die Sekretärin braucht die Adresse. The secretary needs the address, right? The secretary, how do you call it? Die Jungen schreiben E-Mails, die Vater. Okay. And then you realize sometimes you could choose to remove the, sometimes these ones, they tend to remove the article and just write it plain like that, right? Like, die Sekretärin braucht die Adresse, right? The secretary needs the address. Now I could say, die Sekretärinnen brauchen, right, die Adressen. Die Sekretärinnen brauchen die Adressen. Can I get the spelling correctly? Sekretärinnen, double N-E-N at the end. Die Sekretärinnen brauchen die Adressen. Okay? The secretary needs the addresses. Die Fabrik braucht eine Leiterin. The factory needs a leader or a manager. Die Fabrik braucht eine Leiterin. Now becomes die Fabriken, right? Fabriken, braucht now becomes brauchen, braucht now changes ending en, brauchen, right? Die, that is Leiterin. You will now add an nen, Leiterinnen, Leiterinnen, right? Die Fabriken brauchen Leiterinnen. And then, der Sohn repariert das Auto, right? Look at this one. Der Sohn repariert das Fenster. That is, the son is repairing, or the son is repairing the window, right? Now, son, plural becomes Sohne, right? Let me just write this one down. Die Sonne with an umlaut like this, right? Die Sonne. Reparieren. Die Sonne. Now remove the T and add en. Die Sonne reparieren. Das Fenster, which now becomes die Fenster, right? Die Sonne reparieren. Die Fenster. Okay? How about der Schüler hat das Buch? Der Schüler hat das Buch. The student has the book. Now Schüler will remain the same. Now becomes die Schüler. Now you realize most of the nouns ending in er, they tend to remain the same and sometimes acquiring umlaut or remaining the same completely. Like Zimmer remains Zimmer. Das Zimmer, die Zimmer. Der Schule, you can see, Schüler becomes die Schüler. Okay? Der Schüler, die Schüler. And then haben, hat now becomes haben. Let me just write this one down. So, die Schüler haben, right? Die Schüler haben das Buch now becomes die Bücher. Okay, so die Schüler haben die Bücher, right? Remember it's Schüler, but if it was Schülerin, it would have become Schülerinnen. Now this is masculine, okay? And how about der Schüler? Der Schüler hat ein Buch. Now this is repeated. I think it's the same. Like, oh no, here they've used an indefinite article ein. Now you realize mostly when they use an indefinite article, sometimes we tend to remove it and just get this one to be Bücher. So I say, die Schüler haben Bücher. Die Schüler haben Bücher. Okay? And then die Familie hat einen Computer. The family has a computer. So now I want to say the families have computers. Now becomes die Familien with an N. Die Familien haben Computer. Die Familien haben Computer. Okay, let's just finish up the ones remaining. Der Nachbar hat eine Badewanne. Der Nachbar hat eine Badewanne. Now becomes die Nachbar. Is it with an N? Die Nachbar. Right? Look at this one. Where is it? Yeah, die Nachbar. Okay. Haben. Now Badewanne would add an N and become Badewannen. Right? Die Nachbar haben Badewannen. Now we add an N here. Okay, I'm trying to say it slowly so that we emphasize the pronunciation. Okay, don't say, hey, you are emphasizing. I would like you to get the ending correctly. Der Junge hat einen Vogel. The boy has a bird. Now I'd say der Junge becomes die Jungen. Remember we said der Junge, plural becomes die Jungen. Okay. Der Junge, now is die Jungen, right? Haben, now Vogel, normally in singular doesn't have an umlaut. In plural, it would acquire an umlaut, becomes Vögel. Die Jungen haben Vögel. The boys have birds. Der Mechaniker repariert ein Auto. Now the mechanic is repairing a car. Now this will remain the same in plural. Remember we said most nouns ending in er remain the same in plural. So, die Mechaniker reparieren. Die Mechaniker reparieren Autos. Die Mechaniker reparieren Autos. Die Mutter braucht ein Ei. The mother needs an egg. Plural. Die Mutter with umlaut. Die Mutter, the mothers, brauchen, en. Die Mutter, umlaut, brauchen Ei. Now, I in plural, we will add er to it. Eier. Die Mutter brauchen Eier. Okay, eggs. Die Familie baut ein Haus. The family is building a house. Now, plural. Die Familien, we add an N. Die Familien bauen Häuser. I think I should write this one down for spelling, yeah? Die Familien bauen Häuser. Die Familien bauen Häuser. The families are building houses. And then, die Mutter braucht ein Hobby. Now, I'd like you to also try these three. Die Mutter braucht ein Hobby. The mother needs a hobby. Now, we say the Mutter in the plural acquires umlaut. All right. Die Mutter, now in plural, it acquires umlaut on the U. Now, you say die Mutter brauchen Hobbys. Now, you realize mostly if they're written in an indefinite article, they lose it. Like you can see ein Hobby. I could just say die Mutter brauchen Hobbys. Die Mutter brauchen Hobbys. Okay. Die Firma baut ein Flugzeug. Die Firma, this is tricky for many. Who wants to try this? Go ahead and type in the comment section. Die Firma baut ein Flugzeug. The company is building or is constructing an aeroplane. And then the last one, der Deutsche hat einen Hund. The German has a dog. So that is correct. Somebody has called it Firma. Now this becomes Firmen. Like this. Firmen. Look at this. A very irregular one, yeah? Die Firma now becomes die Firmen. Baut becomes bauen. Die Firmen bauen. And then Flugzeuge. You add an E. Die Firmen bauen Flugzeuge. With an E. Flugzeuge. And then lastly, der Deutsche hat einen Hund. The German has a dog. Now this I want to leave to somebody to try. How would you try this? Der Deutsche hat einen Hund. The German has a dog. Deutsche is someone who comes from Germany or a German. Der Deutsche hat einen Hund. Right, somebody has tried. Some are afraid of it. Now it would become die Deutschen with an N. Die Deutschen haben. The hat now becomes haben. And then Hund. Hund in the plural becomes Hunde with an E. Die Deutschen haben Hunde. The Germans have dogs. Okay. So, guys and girls, this was a paper to remind on. It was a paper which was reminding you on some of the critical grammatical words that most normally overlook. All right. So, with that said and done, this brings us to the end of today's live. I would recommend for those who joined in late, you will be able to replay so that you capture the parts you might have missed. All right. Well then, das ist ab für heute. Tschüss, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.